So it's happening again. I'm getting that excited. I'm so glad I did this feeling. I got stuff in this bag that is bringing the joy. But just wandering around the city today, that's been a lot of fun. It's a gorgeous town. More on this later. Bonjour mes amis. Bienvenue à Avignon, en France. En France? En France. Already. I did actually get a chance today to use my French. I made it to the market, and I managed to get myself understood enough for a few things. I didn't really cover the market. I'm going to go there later and take a lot more footage. I was just kind of passing through, checking out the neighborhood, and which I got a lot of videos and photos from that because it's an amazing place. This is really a cool place. Everything is very pretty. And it has so much character. Like, you really know where you are, like everywhere that you're walking around. It's really cool. Like, so much character and history in this place. And yeah, it's really cool. So I wanted to walk around this morning and just kind of familiarize myself with the neighborhood. And I think I did, at least. So yesterday I walked west towards the western part of the wall, and I climbed up top and went and did that park. Today I decided to go east, and I managed to meet up with the Palace of the Popes, and more on that later. Still 25 days left, because I'm on day 3. So I went that way and then just decided to check out the neighborhood. Just looked to see what was there, and it was really interesting because everything, like I said, it looks really cool, and I found some really cool buildings and just the character of the neighborhood just outside of the central historic area here, which I'll have to investigate as well. But as I was coming back, I noticed I was at the big market, and I figured, oh, well, I'll cut through there and just see what's that. But oh man, that's so dangerous, because I could have spent so much money there, and I will. I've got to go back, like, to do a real, like, I was on my way back to the apartment because I had to, come back for work and that. So. I didn't really have a lot of time. Plus, a couple of the shops don't seem to be open. But I think, as I do now when I'm trying to figure out what to say here, I think I need to focus myself, decide what I need to do, and then go to the market, buy a bunch of stuff, and then, like, proper stuff, and then come back. And I also have to do an assessment of, like, do I have to buy salt? Do I have to buy, like, olive oil, butter? I've bought some butter. Anyway. So I guess the point is I saw some amazing things today. I managed to walk through some amazing parts of the neighborhood. And I guess tomorrow I'm going to have to go south and check out what's there. And then the central location, and eventually get to the Palace of the Popes and the big cathedral there. I mean, there's lots to do, right? So with that said, here's what I got at the market. Practical thing. I've been having some difficulty finding restaurants that are open. I found it really interesting. In Spain, they do the siesta thing, right? So a lot of restaurants, stores, everything, they'll be open in the morning up till noon, 1, 2 o'clock, and they'll shut down. Sometimes not opening till like 8, 9, 10. What was weird, that I shouldn't say weird. That sounds like a judgment. But what I found like different from how I expect things to be. Is that better? Better than saying weird? Was that even though they opened really late, they still closed down at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So it's not like the dinner hour or the dinner, like when you'd expect a restaurant to be open. It's not like they shifted. It's that they kind of shrunk. So that I found a little interesting. And here I found, and I mentioned this before, everything seems to shut down at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Which I didn't expect in France because, the reading that I did suggests that they eat late, the restaurants stay open late. I might not be in the right neighborhood. This could be just too touristy, so like, the place is closed down in that. But I remember the 2 days I spent in Paris, or 2.5 days I spent in Paris, I did find that an adjustment because I couldn't go to a restaurant until like 8, 9 o'clock, but they were still open. Like I could still get something to eat. So when I work until 8, this is probably way too much information, but if I work till 8, then I have a very short window to find a restaurant to eat. So that said, practical things, I need to have food so I can make it myself or eat it. And I was walking through the market. If anybody wants to sell me anything, all you need to do is mention that it has like some cultural significance to the location I'm in, and I'm buying it. Now, this doesn't have cultural significance to Avignon, but it does to Corsica. And this is a tart, Corsican tart. It's like a quiche. Like it's made like a, it might look like a piece of pizza, but this is like a pie crust. And there is eggplant and tomato and oregano and olives and a tapenade. It smells amazing. And I saw it and was like, Corsican? Is that really Corsican? And the lady behind the counter was like, oh yeah, this is my mother's recipe and all that. I was like, wow, I gotta get it. So this is gonna be dinner. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to heat it. The instructions I got was use the oven. Not specific. So I also got a fresh baguette. And it's true, I wrote this, but I didn't say this out loud in the videos, but it is absolutely true. I have seen people just walking down the street, eating, just not like snapping off a bit of baguette and just eating it, right? And I don't blame them. They're better here. They're really better. But I didn't go, all practical either. I hope that's not crinkling too much. Salina de framboise, or basically a raspberry cookie, which I'm very interested to try. I love the French culture that has just and Italians have the same. It's that idea that it's okay for things to be good, and it's okay for you to find luxury and enjoy it, and in many different facets of life, but in particular with pastries and all that. And I wonder if I was thinking about this today as I was waiting in line. I wonder if that's part of the culture of like, maybe I just need this one cookie because I can eat this in the open and just enjoy my cookie. Enjoy having fancy pastry and it being nice. And I wonder if that's it versus how I feel often, where it's like this shameful, like, oh, I can't express that I like this cookie too much, so I'm gonna like eat it in by myself away in the next room, and don't let anybody know that I've eaten it. And that's why I probably eat 3 instead of just the 1. Because if I was just open and just like, I'm going to enjoy this, it's, I don't deprive myself when I want it, and that's enough, Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit too philosophical. Or maybe I'm not gotten on the mark. But regardless, I got an eclair. Now, this is a real French eclair, and I am really looking forward. I almost ate this before while I was setting this up for the video, because I'm really interested. Because I don't really like eclairs when I eat them back at home, and people have suggested to me, oh, you got to try a French one, and this looks really good, and it does look a little different. And the French know how to make that really light pastry, So I did talk myself out of getting the coffee one, which really looked good. And I was like, maybe let's not get too fancy. Let's just try the traditional chocolate eclair. And I've told myself, that I'm not going to eat any of this framboise cookie either until I've eaten my dinner. We'll see how I do. But for lunch, I'm also excited about this. For lunch, I was walking by, and I've never seen this before. Not really, not in this way. But they had a whole stand of like olive oil, which is, I've seen that a lot. And homemade tapenades by bulk. Like you just, and I was staring at this. Oh, if you could smell this. Oh. And I was staring at this, and I was like, I wonder, maybe I should try it. Maybe I should get a little bit, and all that. And the lady behind the counter comes up to me and says, would you like to try some? I was like, oh, well, no, no, I don't, and I don't know why I do that. Why didn't I just say, yeah, of course I'd like it. Please set it all up. Let me try all of them, because they had all these fancy tapenades, but they're olive based. They had, oh, my mouth's watering. They had black olives and olive mixes and like all this stuff. And so what I went with was this, which is green olives mixed with almonds and almond oil and made into a tapenade. And I was thinking to myself yesterday, like, I got to get that good French butter. And I was looking around and I couldn't really find anything. Got something, and it's good. Very good. Not going to complain. I did find a butter place today. Didn't walk in because it was too busy, but I'm going to try it out tomorrow or someday. Anyway, but I was thinking, you don't always use butter. Like, they're selling all this tapenade and everything, and that's kind of what you do, right? And it makes a much more nutritious and healthier lunch. So, like a real Frenchman, I'm not even using a knife. French person, excuse me. And I am going to tapenade this bad boy. Look at that. Like I said, the smell, and it's. Oh, that's good. Oh. Give me a moment here. It's so rich. Like it's olives, but it's like rich olives. Like the difference between watered down coffee and rich coffee is like, oh yeah, it's a full flavor. That's what's going on with this olive tapenade. Hints of almond. So that's my lunch. And again, not the sweets. Just gonna eat my tapenade. I'll have the sweets after I have my my Corsican tart. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, life in Avignon. Je suis heureux. I am happy. I'm really enjoying this. And I'm really like just walking around and everything. It was really cool. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you found your own tapenade, metaphorically or otherwise. Please do yourself a favor. Start to travel. Start to plan. Commit yourself to go and finding something anywhere. Not France. You know, France isn't your thing. There's Italy. There's Thailand. There's Australia. There's like a couple of towns down from you now, right? World's a big place. All kinds of fancy things and all kinds of fancy foods to try. So with that said, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well, clearly. And if you're watching this on YouTube, a subscribe would be nice. I'm like so close to 100. Like my channel is very small. I get decent views and all, but you know, breaking that 100 mark, I think I can dress up as an influencer now. Bad joke. Anyway, a subscription would be great because these videos come out every day. My internet challenges mean, you know, I'm not really sure when, but once a day at least. And likes are always appreciated. Comments, again, I really cherish that. It's really nice to interact with everyone. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. With that said, au revoir. Bonne nuit, even though it's probably still the afternoon. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. À demain. Night.